fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream today.
Change has come to America.
Believe me. Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
The EPA says Norfolk Southern will be on the hook for all cleanup costs and could be fined up to $70,000 a day if the chemicals aren't removed. Woo-hoo. The town has now become a political battleground. We get more now from CBS's Roxana Saberi.
I like that one, but this one's even nicer.
Handing out hats and hamburgers, former President Trump called the Biden administration's response to the toxic train derailment a betrayal.
What this community needs now are not excuses and all of the other things you've been hearing, but answers and results.
Columbiana County has been Trump country. He won around 70% of the vote here in 2016 and in 2020. But the Trump administration rolled back rail safety regulations, including an Obama-era proposal for technology that would have made all rail cars brake at the same time. His administration also blocked efforts to require minimum crew sizes on trains.
We're just going to require at least two people, at least two human beings on a train to make sure that we have that safety.
Today, the Department of Transportation announced that with the NTSB's preliminary report investigating the derailment due out tomorrow, Secretary Pete Buttigieg will also come to town.
Yes, I was focused on just making sure that our folks on the ground were all set, but could have spoken sooner about how strongly I felt about this incident, and that's a lesson learned for me.
Just a few minutes drive south of East Palestine.
So how often do you come outside?
Lately, not often, just because of the chemicals.
Residents in Negley, Ohio say they hope once the politicians leave, the people here won't be forgotten.
I just hope everything clears up and goes back to normal and everyone can have their normal lives.
The White House today accused the Trump administration and congressional Republicans of watering down safety rules that could have prevented incidents like the one in East Palestine. What people here want to know is whether politicians will work together to help them now and protect communities like theirs in the future.
So this has become a political battleground. And I must tell you that, paying attention to, Donald Trump going down to East Palestine was like watching, somebody return to the scene of the crime. It's like watching Mr. Murdoch, go back to the kennels or something like this, where his wife and son were killed. And I have to tell you the truth, because, today is the 1-year anniversary of the invasion by Russia into Ukraine, who was sitting there minding their own damn business, doing absolutely nothing to, violently offend Russia in any way, shape, or form. And, of course, because of, watching this Norfolk Southern, rail debacle, become this massive political football where the pro-corporate GOP literally did everything that the rail lines requested of them with regard to regulations, with regard to safety alerts, with regard to keep moving, the precision railroading that they endeavor to do to keep these trains moving, and learning about how many derailments we have each year in this here country, and knowing that we have over 1,000 derailments, 1,704 I think is the actual number from last year or the year before. Knowing that this is a common occurrence and that we just saw a train derail prior to this one in East Palestine in October, just a couple months before East Palestine. There was a derailment in Sandusky, Ohio, where, I played that TikTok clip of one of the carmen who was saying, hey, you're just lucky that in Sandusky when, Norfolk Southern had a derailment because of a burned out bearing, because the, train was sparking down the rail line, but they do this precision railroading thing where the trains have to keep on moving. And so they told them, ignore it, just keep on going. And 4 miles later, the train derailed, but that train was carrying paraffin. That train was carrying basically candle wax. So we were none the wiser. But, the railmen, the 115,000 employees that, work on rail, in this country. They've been trying to tell it. So I'm paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to Ron DeSantis, keeping us safe from books and drag queens, but not Russia. No, not Russia. He doesn't see Russia as a threat. And then all of a sudden today I come in and I'm sitting there with my head down and I'm reading and I'm looking at all the rollbacks on environmental protections that the Trump administration also participated in with regard to surface water and who's responsible for cleaning up spills. And he took the burden off of companies and put it on, and then had the nerve to go down there and say, you've been betrayed. Yeah, by you. And so now all of a sudden today, the Murdoch trial is on live TV across the platforms. It's on live because Alex Murdoch, the defendant in the murder of his own wife and children, or child, his own wife and son, one survived, the other son is still around, is on the stand in his own defense today. And so I come in and I say to Brett, are you paying any attention to this Murdoch trial? He goes, oh, I'm obsessed with it. Well, why didn't you tell me?
I got to keep some stuff private, right?
Holy crap.
Oh, no, I had
no idea that anybody around me was interested in this. And now I find out you're obsessed with it.
You know what? I don't really want to dig my heels in until the trial's over. And that was what I was describing to you. They got 2 documentaries now, and the trial's not even completed. I feel like people jump the gun to beat the competition.
This man confessed to just about everything today, including the murder of Nicole and Ron Goldman. I mean, it's unbelievable. And he's confessing to all the... See, this Murdoch guy, if you don't know who he is, this is a family of lawyers. They've been practicing lawyers in South Carolina for like 100 years almost, okay, since the early 1900s. And one generation led to another generation and another generation of people that do really bad things but get away with it in South Carolina. Okay, so what you have here is a situation where this man who's on the stand today in his own defense, oh, lawyer, I thought only, idiots, you have an idiot for a client if you put your client on the stand. I don't know. Anyway, he has no way out of this. Like, no way out of this Murdoch guy. So here's what happened, apparently. This guy kills his wife and his son on their property, like in 2021. But what's amazing is that he tries to fake his own death by hiring a hitman to shoot him, but just graze him, so he could, disappear and look like he died. And then his remaining son, the one who's still alive, could collect on his $10 million life insurance policy. I mean, this is crazy. And then you had a housekeeper that worked in this house that also tripped and fell down the stairs and died, turned up dead. Then her children, the housekeeper's children, tried to collect on her life insurance policy. And this guy who, I don't know, they're going to exhume her body and find out what the hell happened because the story's not consistent with a trip and fall for Mr. Murdoch's housekeeper. But the housekeeper's sons, they try to collect on her life insurance policy and they're having difficulty. So they go to Murdoch and they say, you're standing in the way of us collecting. Why is that? He said, sue me. So they do. They sue him, okay? And he actually pushes a lawyer who is his old college roommate buddy and a godfather to one of his children to be the housekeeper's family's attorney and enter into a settlement agreement with the insurance company. So the kids get like $500,000 to split between them in a settlement over her insurance after she apparently is murdered too. Well, this guy apparently has an Oxy problem on top of a stealing problem. He stole from his clients, which he just admitted on the stand that he did. I mean, this is an amazing thing. And this is from direct examination from his lawyer. So basically, the strategy that Mr. Murdoch's lawyer is endeavoring to use is get him to confess to every bad thing he did except the murder of his wife and son, because that would probably get him the death penalty in South Carolina. Oh my God, I had no idea that you were into this. But yeah, he just admitted this morning he lied to the cops, he hired a hitman, he stole from his clients. I mean, he admitted to everything except derailing, the Norfolk Southern train.